In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 tools that you can create standout videography using your smartphone. So keep watching, you don't want to miss this. Oh, and if you want to get updates so that you can be ahead of the game, hit subscribe. So keep watching this short video for the 5 secrets that I had to learn the hard way. Just for the record, in case you hear these terms flying around, there's a huge difference when I talk about the quality of a videographer and a cinematographer. Cinematographers are masters at light. They have studied and they are experts in molding light and making stunning imagery. Videographers normally come from a photography background and they learn video themselves, or they're usually photographers, and there's a huge difference in quality and price. So the next secret that I'm going to teach you when you dive into the world of videography is when you're looking at the world, you're looking at the world differently. It's now time to not just video anything that you see from this point of view. You want to look around and get down on the ground or get up high looking down. Get your best angles. You have to move away from just being at eye level. It's really important that you can even film through things. So if I am filming an interview, I will look at areas that I can film through to actually get more interesting angles of the person that I'm filming. Composition means the way that the shot is composed. So you can see right now with the frame of this shot here, I've very carefully thought about how I'm going to frame this shot up. I've got some interesting things here, but I've made sure that they're not too distracting so that you listen to me and listen to what I'm saying. So if you imagine a grid going through this image, you'll see that my eye line is pretty much going through there. Now, you'll find that if you can line up your subjects around that particular grid line, your shots are going to look so much better. Imagine there's a grid line of 9 squares and you can turn that on your phone. If you go into camera and you go into settings, you'll see that there is a on switch for your grid. It means that whenever you're framing up your shots, you've got that grid on and it lets you just frame things up. And that's not just with people shots. This is any kind of shot that you are doing, whether it be a photo or a video, because all of these rules that I'm teaching you are exactly the same rules that photographers have been using for a long time. So composition is one of those really important things to learn as you start diving into video. Start looking at your composition to help you to frame things so that they look more interesting. It's funny, I was really unconscious that I was doing things really well. I loved my shots, I didn't know what was so good about them, and then I learned that rule many years later. And I realized that I just instinctively seem to know that composition and rule of 9. And now it's really important to teach because a lot of people aren't aware of it. It will change the way that you shoot your videos when you start applying this rule. Let's go to the next tip. So let's talk a bit about shot length. When you're a videographer, it's important to go out with an idea of what you're going to film before you actually go out. You'll find that you save so much time and then you'll be able to be creative when you're out there. So whenever I film, I go out there with a list of requirements that then lets me be creative because I've got that list of requirements that I need. So if you're filming footage of yourself, for example, for B-roll, for stories, or with you walking on the beach or having a coffee or being at your computer, you always want to be thinking about shot length now. A lot of people, when they're filming and they first start out, they move around so quickly. It's like whatever their brain is thinking, they're moving at the same speed, which is very fast. But if you want to create shots that you're going to use and edit with, you need to be able to use that shot and think about having that shot there for about 10 seconds minimum. If you're filming the beach and you're filming the waves, make sure that you are steady and that you have your camera on a tripod for at least 10 seconds. What that means is that you can actually use that shot when you're editing, and it means that you've got enough of that shot there to put a crop in there, or a cut, or a dissolve, or a fade. It means that you can look around that shot for the best bit of it. And a lot of people, because their brain is moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, they can't use any of the footage that they get back because it's just all over the place. So when you go out there and you have your shot list and you go out and you film, remember, film your shots and make sure they're minimum of 10 seconds each. Now sometimes it might be 20 or 30 seconds, but have long shots so that when you go and you want to use them in your edit suite, then you can actually use that shot much better than if it's 1 second and you're moving around the whole time. It just makes it really hard to do when you're editing. So that's a really important tip. The other thing you can do with videography is film a little bit faster than you need to. So it just takes the edge off the reality. So if you're filming at, say, 50 frames a second, it means the camera is actually filming faster than it needs to, but when it plays back, it's actually slowing it down. Because when you think about it, there's 50 frames a second, means it's going to be slower when you play it down. Something that I used to do with actual film, when I used to film music videos, to get the slower effect of people singing and the hair blowing when artists are singing, that's an effect that I used to use. I would actually film faster, so their hair would be blowing, but their lips would actually, they'd be singing faster. So I know it's your head around when you first start, but it's a really, really good trick. So something else I want to talk about is emotion. So when you're looking for shots, think about how a shot makes you feel. With videography and photography, if you can evoke a feeling in your videos will be much more powerful. So think about if you see something on the side of the road, or if you're telling a story and you see a bottle on the side of the road and that bottle is helping you to tell the story, just imagine how that bottle could be lit, what kinds of shots going to make somebody feel something when they look at that bottle. When you can give objects feelings, it's a really, really hard thing to do, but it's a really clever thing you can do. Say, for example, a teddy bear. If you've got the right music and a teddy bear, sometimes it can be the saddest video. So have a think about what shots that you're creating that can evoke emotion. Because as a video creator, your job is to give the audience something to think about. It's to give the audience something to help them to feel something. And the more cinematic that you can make your shots, the more beautiful they are. The more you will stand out, the more wow factor you'll have in your videos. So there we have it. Don't think of all of these things at once. I would choose one of these points and practice to get better and better each time. So what's one thing that you can improve on for the next video that you do? Start creating that library of footage that you can use over and over again. You have the power in your device. Phones are getting better and better, and it's really how you see the world and how you use these simple tools to create wow factor videos. So many people keep buying more and more toys, but you can create amazing videos with the things that I just shared with you today. It takes practice, but you will never see the world the same. Once you start filming and doing these things this way, watch out. Remember to share this video or comment below if there are things that you'd like me to talk about to make your videos more powerful. See you next time. I'm Rachel from Girl Director. Bye.